I'm putting this out a few days after the 163rd, if my math is right, anniversary of one of the Civil War's craziest stories. Let's start here. So what if I told you that one of the boldest escapes from slavery in American history involved a stolen warship, a Confederate disguise, and a man who later became a U.S. Congressman? That story is Robert Smalls's. Robert was an enslaved man from South Carolina, and he pulled off one of the greatest acts of rebellion during the Civil War. And I think that he doesn't get enough clout and enough credit, because I believe that ultimately he changed the course of American history. Robert was born into slavery in 1839, and he grew up working. I'm going to say working a few times throughout here, but believe me, I know that it's not working. But he grew up working in Charleston Harbor. By his early 20s, he was assigned to work aboard the Planter, which was a Confederate military transport ship. He learned the waterways and studied the routines, and more importantly, I guess, he watched how the officers operated. Then, in the early morning hours of May 13th, 1862, Smalls made his move. While the white officers were ashore, he put on the captain's uniform, mimicked his walk, his posture, and he sailed the Planter out of Charleston Harbor with his crewmates. And their families were hidden below deck. He navigated the ship past 5 Confederate checkpoints, giving the right signals at each and every checkpoint. And finally, as they reached Union waters, Smalls raised a white flag. He had made it from bed sheets. The Union Navy was flabbergasted. And Robert had delivered a fully armed Confederate ship, its code books, and all the intelligence contained within, straight into their hands. Abraham Lincoln was so impressed that he pushed to allow black men, African American men, to serve in the Union military. Robert Smalls didn't stop there. After the war, he became a South Carolina state legislator, then a U.S. Congressman. So he was born a slave, and he died a statesman. And he never stopped fighting for civil rights and education for black Americans. This story makes me think that history isn't just written by presidents and generals. It is more often than we realize written by a man who steals a warship in the dead of night. Just a wildly courageous act. Desperate, but courageous. I would love to bring you more stories like this. I think they're important to tell. So please follow, subscribe, whatever it is you do, to get more of these maybe hidden gems that ultimately helped shape America.